What's up, everybody? We're back on a brand new episode of Buttendz Sessionz. I got a really exciting show for you guys today. We're here. We got a special guest in the thick of the junior hockey grind, all the way from Chelsea, Ontario, Canada. Just finished up his season playing for the Thunder Hockey Club, NCDC. My man, Kasen Beitz, is joining the show today. Kasen, thanks a lot for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to joining the show. Casey's here because he's living the reality that so many young players dream about, and that's moving away from home, playing junior hockey, chasing the hockey dream, competing every day, and doing whatever it takes to make a name for himself. So we're really excited to have Casey here. Another funny, interesting note too on Kasen's grind. He's actually living right now in Hampton Beach, New Hampshire, which is where I lived 20 years ago when I was playing junior hockey. So I thought it was kind of a cool coincidence that you ended up in Hampton Beach. So yeah, once again, Kasen, thanks a lot for coming on the show, man. And a lot of players dream of playing junior hockey, but now that you're actually playing junior hockey and living the life, what's been the biggest adjustment for you as a player and a person?
Yeah, obviously it's picking up and moving away from home, but I think the biggest thing of that is it just changes the person who you are. It's not so much about hockey, but it's picking up and moving and meeting new people and just getting the experience that's going to take you a lot further than hockey will.
Yeah, right on, man. So, what's been like the biggest challenge you've seen, like in your first year of junior hockey, that you didn't expect?
Rob, every day's a grind, the ups and downs. Playing with older guys, being the youngest guy on all my teams this year. I think just every day's a battle for what you want to get for ice time for whatever. Every day's a battle. There's no letting up. If you let up, you're gonna fall way behind. So I think every day you got to get up and look at yourself and tell yourself you can do it, and you're gonna achieve what your goals are. Because if not, you're just gonna fall behind and fall with the rest of everyone.
Is that something that you've always had in your game and in your life as a player, or like is that something that you had to develop as you gotten older? I mean, how long, when you decided that it was something that you wanted to do, that you wanted to play junior hockey, um, did you know that it was going to be this daily grind? How have you prepared for it?
I mean, Coming from playing AAA the last however many years, I think everything was just, I wouldn't say easy, but everything was handed to everyone. You were playing with guys your age, and if things didn't go your way, then oh well. So I think that was the biggest reality check this year, hopping into juniors at a young age. Yeah, I expected it just because I'm playing with way older guys, but I didn't think it would hit me as hard as it did.
Yeah, so you mentioned you're actually a lot younger than most players playing at the level that you're playing at. You're playing against guys that are, I'm assuming, 20, turning 21 years old, maxing out in junior. How did you end up at this level at such a young age?
Yeah, I've always had the touch of grind. I've always wanted to jump up a level and become the best I can be. So last year, I moved at 15 years old from Chesley, Ontario, down to Boston to play hockey down here. That was the best jump I ever did. It was a great experience to be able to give me the exposure I needed to get to the next level. I had a great year last year. It changed me as a person and as a hockey player as well, and taught me a lot of things. This year, I made the jump to the OJHL, and I was the only 17-year-old on the team. And it was great. It taught me a lot of things, most importantly with life, how to look past things and not just see a slump and be like, "It's the end." You gotta find a way to move around and figure it out until things come your way. So things weren't really going well there as the youngest kid on the team, so I came down to the NCDC. Also, the only 17-year-old on the team. Good relationship with the coach, and it all kind of took off from there and finished the season on a strong note.
Yeah, we were talking about it along the way, man, and it's a testament to you to battle through. And I know you had a good end of the season, finishing up in the Northeast, back in New England.
Yeah,
You mentioned moving away from home. I myself, man, I didn't move away from home until I was, after high school. I graduated from high school. I was almost 19 years old before I left. You moved away from Canada, moved to the United States, and you said you're how old? 15, 16 years
I was
old?
15, 16 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. So, first of all, let me ask you, how did you create that opportunity for yourself as a kid playing up in Canada? How did you find your way to Boston? And then what was like the biggest adjustment from to moving away from home at such a young age and to living away from your family and playing hockey?
I mean, yeah, Rob, we had talked for the past 4 years about making the jump. I was in a small area in Ontario, and it was getting to a point where, all right, it's AAA hockey, but I'm not getting seen like I should be. I can't showcase my skill to be able to jump to the next level. So Rob and I talked for God the past 4 years maybe about making the jump to the States. So him and I put together some emails to schools I was interested in or teams I was interested in, and just day by day waited for teams to respond. Kind of sat down with my parents and like, hey, like what are the best options right now? And then from there they talked with the coaches themselves, and we got a really good feeling about Boston Hockey Academy. So it was awesome to make the jump here. Did that, and then the hardest adjustment from home. Hate to say it, but you're not with your mom. You're like she's not cooking for you. She's not doing your laundry for you. She's not calling the doctor. She's not calling the school. Everything's on your own now. You're figuring it out for yourself. So it's part of that. Just kind of growing some like ways to figure stuff out individually.
That's pretty cool, man. It's cool that also, giving props to your mom and your family and really, showing what kind of person you were raised. Your family brought you up to be, a good player, good person, and obviously you're going to miss them. But you made those adjustments. You had a really successful year. Luckily, I was able to see you play that one time, that one weekend. I came up to see you play Boston Hockey Academy. Team was fast. The competition was good. You had a great game. You were buzzing around, and then you mentioned after the season you made the jump to the OJ. So that's like going from again at the young age to go from playing essentially AAA hockey back to Ontario. How did that opportunity come about for yourself? Was it just your play, or what led you to go from playing AAA in Boston to back to the Ontario Junior Hockey League?
I mean, yeah, obviously the coaches from down there kind of know who's around and kept in contact with a specific team kind of in my area, and I've been skating with them for a couple of years. So things were supposed to go good that way. I was supposed to hop on that team. Things didn't work out. Hockey stuff happens. So I started kind of feeling out my other options within the league, and Niagara came up as an option. So this was middle of August, and I got the call, want you down tomorrow. It's like, all right, I packed my stuff, headed down to main camp, had a good couple skates. Then they're like, we really like you. We want to see you in an exhibition game. So we played Milton Menace in an exhibition game. I potted two. So I think from there, the coach is really like, wow, this kid can play at this level. So I think that was a huge game for me to kind of put a feeler out and get me into the league.
Oh yeah, wow. So that's a you had an opportunity and you made the most of that opportunity. What would you say has been um, the toughest decision you've had to make as a hockey player up to this point in your hockey career?
I mean, we touched on it briefly. Obviously, moving away from home. I'm a pretty independent kid, so it wasn't hard for me. But obviously, picking up and leaving from your family at 15, 16 years old isn't easy. You're never going to live with them full time again. That went through my head a lot, but I think definitely that was the kind of toughest decision I've had to make. Not just me, my family too. It was it was a big jump, not just because of my age, because of where I'm moving financially wise too. So
I think also too, man, like making the jump or making the decision that you want to play junior hockey or making the decision that you want to be a hockey player. Being a hockey player a lot of times comes with a lot of movement and a lot of travel and a lot of changing teams and a lot of players. I feel like I talk to a lot of young guys like yourself, and it can be challenging where maybe you find yourself on a team where you're not getting as much ice time as you're used to, or things aren't going well because it doesn't always go well. Like I had crazy adversity in my when I was coming up playing junior, where I had to go in and ask for a trade and like pack my bags and travel around. But I think what players need to also realize is if you want to make a life as a hockey player, it doesn't always work out where like you go to a team, you stay there for five,
yeah,
6, 7, 8 years, and then your life is great. You're on the first line every game. A lot of times as a hockey player, you have to understand that you're going to be moving around a lot before you settle in
yeah.
a place that you might fit. And that's something that you've had to deal with now early on in your career. Do you think, or how do you think that it's helped you, and like how do you think it's shaping you leading into the future and some of your future goals?
Yeah, I mean, that was also a tough decision earlier this year. Things weren't just Going good. I mean, it was an older team. Coach liked older guys, so I was either, hey, finish a year on this team, one team, and kind of grind through it, or play a few minutes a night in and out of the lineup. So that was kind of a decision my family and I and Rob had made. Um, and I think, yeah, taking back once again, I think that's something that hockey helps you to grow as a person, to be able to just go to a coach and say, "Hey, coach, like thanks for the opportunity, but things aren't going well. I think for my development, I need to move on." So it was a hard conversation, but I got past it, and I think that conversation really helped me for the future to be able to have have the mindset to go to a coach and be able to say that to him. So
Dude, I think it's
Jason.
huge, man. And we talked about it behind the scenes where that is a really tough thing to do is to walk in coach's office. You know what I mean? He's the boss, and
yeah,
like really have that lay it out for him. And I'm glad to hear that you had a successful situation. Like you said, you weren't in a great spot, and you were able to make a change. And I think you even mentioned that coach really respected you for coming in, knocking on his door, and that probably
yeah,
keeps that opportunity open later on in your life too. Because you just never know, man. That coach might end up. All the coaches too. Like they're motivated just like players are. Coaches, especially at the junior level, and then you get to the pro level even more so, they want to move up. And a lot of times you see these coaches, you might have played for him in junior. Next thing you know, he's going to be on an American League bench, and he's going to remember that conversation you
yeah.
had, and know that you're a mature player, mature man, and respect you for that. And that might be the difference between you and another guy that gets called up someday. So, testament to you for doing that.
And speaking of maturity too, I mean, it sounds to me like Kasen, you've matured really well in this space. Even at just 17 years of age, it takes a lot of going through adversity well, not just going through adversity, but going through adversity well, to be able to come up and say all of these things. Like when Rob mentioned about adversity earlier, you said it happens for a good reason. And when we talked behind the scenes as well, you said everything happens for a reason. Like you mentioned,
Yeah.
Instagram account got taken away. Your response to that was everything happens for a reason. So like I said, I feel like the maturity is shown off, and it's great. It's great quality. It's going to take you places for sure. But what I'm also curious to understand is what kept you going when you were going through all of these adverse situations. Of course, at one point you're living with your parents, the next you're moving away from them. You said it was a tough decision already, and then going through all of this. What was that one thing that kept you going?
I mean, yeah. Obviously, my whole life's been hockey ever since I was 2 years old. Wake up, play hockey. Wake up, play hockey. So I think it's been a part of my life for such a long time, and my parents have done so much to get me to the point where I am, and I have too. Like, don't get me wrong, I've worked so hard for the last however many years. So I think remembering the mental side of it, what I've gone through, what my parents have gone through, and why I'm still playing hockey is something that pushed me to get past the slumps and just keep on going, because I know eventually if I keep going, something's gonna pop up and it's gonna go my way. So
Right
Well
on, man.
said.
Hey, what's a typical day like for you playing the junior hockey life? Training, games, everything in between. Walk us through a day.
yeah, completely different from last year. Last year, going to prep school, it was wake up at 5 a.m., go to school, skate, work out, come back, do homework, and repeat that every day. So this year is a bit different with guys obviously being graduated from school for 1, 2, 3, 4 years. So usually in Niagara, we had practice in the afternoon. So I'd wake up, I'm still in high school, so I'd do my school, practice. Actually, I'd wake up, go to work out, do my school, head to practice, and then kind of spend some time with teammates or my billet family. When I came down to Hampton Beach, a little different here. We practice in the morning, so it'd be an early morning every morning, getting up, going to work out. We'd skate, and then, like I said, still in school, so pretty grinded online school the rest of the day. So, and then usually the evenings just took time to hang out with the teammates and enjoy each other for the last few weeks. So,
Have you seen
and
Have you
then
seen a huge difference between the junior lifestyle playing in Canada and the junior lifestyle playing in the U.S.?
I mean, not really. I guess it's all kind of the same. It's all guys that want to go to school when they're 21. Everyone's goal is kind of the same. I just think guys in Ontario still have a lot more hope at D1 than than guys in the States. That's something I found. And I mean, with the CHL rule changing, it's changing every single league, no matter what age, what levels.
What do you think are guys now, because of the CHL rule change, are guys thinking about their path to the top of hockey in a different manner? Like as a young player who's like, you could possibly take advantage of this. You could find yourself maybe playing in the O one day and still have college
Yeah.
eligibility. Does it change how you see your path?
At first, it kind of screwed things up. I mean, it allowed that whole big group of players to kind of push through to the college level. Um, yeah, 100%. I mean, if an opportunity comes to play in the CHL one day and it's a good opportunity, it gives me that opportunity to go to the CHL and then go to college. Yeah.
That's cool, man. So, you know what I'm interested in too, buddy, is a lot of people you talk to from other sports, whether, it's baseball players, football players, just most other sports. What's really unique about ice hockey, for example, is the junior grind that players get to go on, and it doesn't really exist very much in other sports. But what do you think is something people don't see or appreciate, maybe from other avenues, about playing junior hockey?
I mean, probably the biggest thing is people don't see that they should appreciate is this year in Hampton Beach living with the guys. I mean, it's unreal. You wake up, you head to practice with the guys, you go back, you hang out with the guys, and you're just always with the guys. I mean, you're like brothers. So I think that's one thing the guys don't see. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, bro. So I'm having nostalgia right now, thinking back about my life when I played my first year junior. I lived in Hampton Beach, and my team was based in
Crazy.
Saugus, so we had like an hour drive every day to
Okay,
practice.
yeah.
But I'm still boys. My boy Jimmy, I'm doing Buttendz hockey camp for the fifth time this
Yeah.
summer. Hot Hands camp. Shout out to
Yeah.
Jimmy Pellegrino. His son Caden's on the grind. He and I were roommates. We're bunk mates. He was the upper bunk. I was the lower bunk when we played junior hockey together. So what's it like, man? Tell everybody what's it like living at Hampton Beach in the off season playing hockey. It's pretty wild, eh?
I mean, wow. Yeah. If I had to guess one place I wouldn't be for junior hockey, it might have been Hampton Beach. It's a beach town. I mean, in the summer, I think it'd be super cool, but in the winter, it's pretty dry. There's not too much going around. You see the odd guy stumbling down the road, but other than
Yeah.
that, not much going on.
Sorry, Vishal. I know you looked like you wanted to jump in, man. My bad.
Yeah, no, just talking about living with the guys. It just it took me back to again my times with essentially Rob for a short time. We were down. I mean, when you were up in Leh with us, and we got to spend a brief amount of time together. It was cool, right? We just go play hockey, and then obviously I do that with the other guys, Mustu and everybody else in India as well. But tell me, you said they're slightly but older than you, correct, Kasen?
Yeah, correct.
And so I'm sure like there must be a lot of times where you get to like learn from them or like get inspired by what they're doing and stuff like that. Or sometimes even also like um do you ever feel like you're kind of behind in the hockey journey and in the hockey career? I guess you're not, but like what's one experience that has taught you something that would have that you would have not learned if you weren't living with the boys, I guess that's what I want to know.
I mean, yeah, every day I'm waking up next to a 20-year-old, 21-year-old, 19-year-old, so they're all a lot older than me. I mean, I can look up to them. Being around those guys all the time is obviously going to change you as a person. You're going to mature a lot faster. You're going to go home and hang out with your buddies your own age and be like, wow, this is night and day. You know what I mean? Um, One experience, I wouldn't say there's a specific experience, but something I've really noticed living with older guys is how they handle problems or how they handle things. They handle them like an adult. Whether it's a minor problem, someone doing something, anything, something gone wrong with their car, they handle them like an adult, and I think that's something I've looked up to a lot, how to change my person and be more so like an adult, the way I deal with problems rather than being like a 17-year-old kid in high school.
I think that's pretty cool, man. I think you're getting a like a life like a life education, living with
Yeah,
older guys and bumping up that maturity. That's going to help you as a player as you progress through the junior life.
yeah.
I'm interested to hear. So most people ask this question, like older guys, like, what would you do differently as a young player? But now you're in it right now. You're still there. But like, what would you do? What would you have done differently? Or what advice would you give your 14, 15-year-old self, 13-year-old self? Like that, something maybe
Um,
you could adjust.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would have picked up and moved away from home a lot faster. I think
Faster.
I had an opportunity to go when I was 14 years old to the States, and I think if I would have done that, I would have been in a better spot right now. But yeah, I think as quick as your family's ready and as quick as you're ready, if there's a better opportunity away from home, don't have a second thought, pick up and move. I mean, it's the best thing I did, and I wish I would have done it earlier. But I think if you really want to create something out of hockey, you can't say, oh, well, I want to sleep in my own bed. I want to stay. No, like get up, move away from home, and do what's best for you because that's how you're gonna go somewhere. You can't just procrastinate and push moving away from home. If you get up and do it, then something's gonna go your way.
Yeah, man. You and I have been talking about that all year, and just you've been, real busy year. I think you finished on a high note. What's the plan coming up for the summer? Like, how do you envision your training for next season? Have you talked to coach? What's going to happen in the next 6 to 8 months for you?
I mean, yeah, every day gonna work hard in the gym, off the or on the ice. Sorry, and as a person too. But I think just keep pushing, skating every day, working on my mentality too. That was something this year that kind of hit me hard. Is how do I deal with these situations mentally? So I think that's something that's going to be huge gearing up for next year. Is it's not AAA hockey anymore. So I think after this year, that was a learning experience, and now just kind of work on my mindset a little more.
Do you have a group of guys that you plan on training with? Are you gonna be up in Ontario? Or are you staying out east? What are you gonna do?
Yeah. So I'm down. I'm currently in Boston right now, so I'm here for another 4 weeks training, lifting, all that kind of stuff, and then gonna head to Florida for a week on a little vacation. Then I'm gonna head home. When I head home, it's kind of a secluded area, Rob, Gray Bruce, not too many guys there, not too many junior hockey players. So there's a group of like 10 or 12 of us that do skates a couple times a week. I have a home gym at my house, so that helps a lot. But like I said, most of the skates and like trainers and everything are down in Toronto, which is a couple hours away. So hopefully get down there once a week and yeah, go from there.
Nice, man. What's a little piece of motivational advice for any young hockey players that are watching the show that you could help them with?
Honestly, don't give up. Just keep going because no matter what happens, there's always something on the other side of the bridge. There's always something better coming. And if you don't give up and you look past crappy opportunities or whatever's going on in your head right now, whatever's going on the ice, whatever's happening in your head, just know there's something better coming. And the way to get there is just push past it, keep working hard, and seek for new opportunities.
Dude, I love that. That's great advice. Where can everybody follow you? If you got any guys or any young kids that are listening that want to reach out and maybe you can help them, where can they find you?
Yeah, of course. My Instagram's underscore Kasen Beitz. Rob, I'm sure we'll mention it somewhere, but anyone that wants to reach out, feel free.
I think that's great, man. And I encourage any young players that happen to see this show. Case and I vouch for him, man. He's a great guy. Like you can see on the way he handled himself here on Buttendz Sessionz today. He's got great advice. He's on his grind. Keep grinding, bro. I'm really excited to see what's next for you in your career. And I really appreciate you coming on, spending your time with us today, and dropping some knowledge with us here. So keep it up, man. You're doing a great job.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
All
Thanks
right.
for coming
Thanks a lot,
on,
guys.
Casey. I love how you brought so much positivity to the show and to everybody watching and listening. So thanks so much for coming on, man. I'm excited to
Thanks for
see
having me.
where you take this journey ahead, man.
Perfect. Thanks for having me,
All right.
guys.
Thanks a lot, boys. Great session. We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot, Case. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, later.